going into 18 on this.
Chapter 17, Choices of the Heart, moving on to chapter 18.
Okay, Max said with finality. Then I'll go back. I don't think anyone will ever believe my story, but if I go back, I know I can make some difference. No matter how little that difference might be, there are a few things I need, want to do anyway. He paused and looked from one to the next, then grinned. You know, they all laughed. And I really do believe that you will never leave me or abandon me, so I'm not afraid to go back. Well, maybe a little. That, said Papa, is a very good choice. He beamed at him, sitting down next to him. Now, Sarah, you stood in front of Mac and spoke. Mackenzie, now that you're going back, I have one more gift for you to take. What is it, Mac asked, curious about anything Sarah you might give.
That was pretty good to me because just like we've been reading up until this point about Mac's relationship evolving to get closer to God, like we've stated, and now he's forming this trust. And what he says really stands out right here when it says, there are a few things I need, wanted to do anything. He paused and looked from one to the next and then grinned. You know, they all laughed. And I really do believe, this right here, and I really do believe that you will never leave me or abandon me. So I'm not afraid to go back. Well, maybe a little. So he was once again being honest with God. Where at the beginning he had up that wall. Now he's come to believe that God is with him. He can trust him. He says, I'm afraid to go back. He's expressing his emotions again. Just being honest with God. And
what is the main? What is the main reason why you don't have a relationship? Is because you are afraid of abandonment.
Yes.
You know, that is one of the main reasons why you don't have relationships. Because of abandonment.
Absolutely. And also, can I point out that you said that he was able to break down some of those walls and actually go into a relationship with God and show his true emotions. I find that when I was in the world, I seen a lot of Christians putting on shows and then going back and being a certain way, and they wasn't getting any closer to God. I mean, whereas it seems like if it's real,
That's what he was talking about, doing it right and saying the right things and being right. But if you're doing it through his eyes, then you're actually right.
Absolutely. To me, it's easier to instead of all that formal, oh Father and heavenly and God. You know what? Today was hard. It really was. God, I mean, I messed up, but good gracious, you know.
Yeah, we have been taught to be plastic, to be so formal with God, and not have that closeness that I know for myself, being saved at a young age, you were taught, oh, you can't talk to God like that. You can't ask God any questions. Oh, heaven forbid, heaven to Murgatroyd. But no, you can ask him questions. He is our daddy. He is the one that created us. So we should feel free and we should be real with him. That's what he wants. And Mac was real. He, like you said, Maria, he had these emotions about, well, I am a little afraid, but I really believe and trust you. I relinquish my control, and I trust you now, and I know that you'll be there.
Let God lead the pathway. That's what you want to let him lead the pathway. You know, if you let God just take control and carry you through. You know, I don't know the words for it, but if you just let him take control and carry you through, he'll take you, through that straight pathway that you need to go.
Because God says in His Word that my burden is easy and my yoke is light. And isn't it so much better to be able to feel like I'm going through this big problem, but I don't have to deal with it anymore. I know I felt since I've gotten saved, I feel so much better. It's easier for me. God, you know what? I'm going through this, but I can't deal with it. Take you know, you said you was gonna take it, you take it, you know, and and that allows you to put walls down and things. You know, it's nothing about understanding this until it happens in your own life.
Yeah.
You know, you can't understand it till you walk it out yourself.
Yeah. And that's a great segue to the end of this chapter, because what you just said is what we've read through each chapter. We've experienced with Mac his salvation process, because at the beginning he knew God from afar, but now he knows God up close and personal, and he's not even ready to leave his side, whereas he thinks he's leaving his side, but God will forever be with him through this process. And going forward, I know you've all read whereas he gets into a car accident. So, would you like to read that part, starting with that? This is when he's returning home, and he's already left whom he presumed to be God and the Holy Spirit.
Okay. At the next crossroads, the light turned red and he pulled to a stop. He was tired but at peace and strangely exhilarated. He didn't think he would have any problems staying awake on a long ride home. He was anxious to get home to his family, especially Kate. Lost in thought, Matt simply pulled through the intersection when the light turned green. He never even saw the other driver run the opposing red light. There was only a brilliant flash of light and then nothing, except silence and inky blackness. In a split second, Willie's red Jeep was destroyed. In minutes, fire and rescue and the police arrived. Within hours, Mac's broken and unconscious body was delivered by a life flight to Emmanuel's Hospital in Portland, Oregon.
Wow. Hard event on his way home. He's left the shack. He's to tell you all about what's going on. He's leaving the shack. He's going back into his where he's from, to his home, and gets into a car accident. So that leads us up to chapter 18, which is the final chapter on outbound ripple. And I'll ask Asia to read the second page.
Okay, we're gonna stop there, but we'll have time.
Which this is the end, so
Yeah.
the second